Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Mark with Limo Marketer, back with another video for you all. And in today's video, I want to speak about minimum viable spend. So minimum viable spend, all that means is how much do you need to spend with your limo business? And it depends on what kind of business you do. You know, if you focus on airports, your minimum viable spend will be different than someone who focuses on charter buses, or if you do party buses. So the reason minimum viable spend is so important is we need to figure out how much do we need to spend each day to start getting some decent results. And by decent results, I just mean how much do we need to spend each day to try to get at least a job a day. That's my goal when I work with businesses, and that should be your goal. If you're working with an agency, is you really want to try to get a job a day, or at least a job every other day. Now, this is much easier in some businesses than others. For instance, if you focus on charter buses, it might not be as easy to do then as if you focus on party buses or airport car service, because people looking for charter buses, it's just a lower volume search in general. And so you're not going to get as many leads, and therefore you won't get as many bookings. So how do we compute minimum viable spend? Okay, so first off, we need to know what are we shooting for? Are we shooting for one job a day? Let's just pretend we are shooting for one job a day, okay? And so if we want one job a day, we need to first figure out how many leads do we need to get one job a day. Now, this is going to depend on your business. Some businesses close better than others, but let's just pretend you need to get 5 leads a day to get one job a day, okay? So we're working with, we want one job a day. So we close 20% of our leads. That's the assumption we're making right here. So we need 5 leads a day. Okay, and let's just pretend we're a company that rents party buses, okay? So it's going to be party bus rentals. Okay, and why that's important is we really need to figure out how much the leads are going to cost, and leads for party buses, I know the range depending on your market. So we'll work with party buses for now. Okay, so you want to get a job a day. That's going to take 5 leads a day. So what do we need to know? We need to know, well, how much are you going to pay per lead? Okay, and so how much you're going to pay per lead depends on how much you pay per click, okay, and then what the conversion rate is on your website or landing page. Okay, and by conversion rate, what I mean by that is the number of people that visit your site, or I'm sorry, the number of people that turn into leads, so either calls or quote forms, divided by the number of people that visit your site. So it's pretty much like this. Okay, so leads divided by visitors is your conversion rate. So let's make these numbers really easy. Let's say you've got a really good website. It's built to convert, which is very important. And let's say you get 25 leads for every 100 visitors. I'll just say V equals 25% conversion rate. Okay, so we've got a 25% conversion rate, meaning every 4 people that visit our site, one of them becomes a lead. Okay, so now to get 5 leads a day, and it takes 4 visitors to get a lead, how many visitors to our site do we need a day, right? So 1 in 4 converts. So we need 5 times 4, right? So 20 visitors a day. So 20 visitors a day. And what is a visitor? A visitor is a click, right? So if someone clicks on your ad, all they're doing, we call them clicks, but really you could call them visitors, okay? So we need 20 visitors a day. And let's just pretend we're a party bus rental company in New York, okay? So we do New York party bus rentals. So definitely not the cheapest market. Based on my experience, you're gonna probably pay around $3 to $4 a click in New York, depending on your positioning. So let's just make it easy. Let's just say it's $3 a click, okay? So $3 a click, but actually let's call it $3 a visitor, right? Because I think, again, I think sometimes people forget that clicks are just visitors. Visitors are clicks, okay? So we want 20 visitors a day, and we're paying $3 a visitor. So let's do some quick math. So that's 20 visitors times $3 each, right? Each visitor equals $60, okay? All right, and this is how you figure it out. So if this business, we'll call it New York Party Bus Rentals, wants to get one customer per day on average, again, this isn't going to work out perfectly every day where you get 20 visitors a day and 5 leads a day and 1 in 5 of those leads converts. But what we always want to look at is over the course of not even a week, really a month. Because if you look at a Google Ads account or Bing Ads account or even Google Analytics, what you're going to see over the course of a month is this, right? So, one day you might get 10 or 12 leads, the next day you might not get any, and it just goes like that. So this, keep in mind, these are averages I'm talking about here, okay? So we need to spend $60 a day, so some pretty easy math, 60 times 30. So that means for this company to get 1 job a day, 30 jobs a month, they need to spend $1,800 per month on ad spend, okay? So now that we know all this math, we can really figure out, because the process is the same. The numbers just change depending on what you do. So let's pretend this is going to be let's call it airport limo service. Airport limo service, airport car service, same thing. Okay. So what I've noticed is typically airport leads convert higher because, while I can't prove this, I think it's because the dollar amount's lower, so typically people don't get as many quotes. So let's just say 1 in 3. So let's just change these numbers. So it's a 33%, So this is the conversion rate on the page. And let's say your landing page or website converts at 33%. So meaning every 3 visitors, you get 1 lead. And then let's also pretend that I've noticed the sales conversion rate's typically higher as well. So if you want 1 job a day, you need 3 leads a day, right? Because 1 in 3 converts. So again, this is your website conversion rate, and this is your sales conversion rate, right? Leads to sales. So there's 2 conversion rates really. There's visitors on your website to leads, and then there's leads to sales. And so if we know we want 1 job a day, okay, and we need 3 leads a day to get 1 job a day, and 1 in 3 visitors converts to a lead, how many visitors a day do we need? You wish you would have paid attention in math, don't you? Okay, so if we need 3 leads a day and 1 in 3 visitors converts into a lead, that means we need 9 visitors a day, right? And for New York Airport car service, you're going to definitely pay a lot more per click. Let's just say it's $5. That might be a little high, but let's just say that's what it is, okay? So $5 a click or $5 a visitor, okay? Remember, clicks are just visitors. So we can go here and do 9 visitors times $5 each. Ooh, that's a funky 5. Let's see here. Times $5 each equals 45. $45 a day to get 1 job a day. So that acquisition cost for the airport car service client is actually a little bit lower, but not much, right? Not much. And so that's why larger vehicles, especially when you're doing paid advertising, or really even if you're doing SEO, with Google Ads, larger vehicles is going to give you a much faster return on your investment, more cash flow. Okay? The airport car service thing, that can be a longer term play, right? Because really when you start making money is when you land a new client that uses you every week or twice a week, or maybe you do service for their whole company, right? You handle their whole business. So that's when that makes sense, because, you know, for a party bus rental, let's say that's $800, you know, for 4 or 5 hours or so, and you're paying $60 for that client, and for a $120 airport run, you're paying $45, and it might even be more than this. So you need to keep that in mind when you're focusing on airports. Okay, so $45 per job. That's your client acquisition cost. Times 30 days. And that would be, let's see, $1,350. So $1,350 a month is what your minimum viable spend would be for New York Airport limo service, okay? But again, we are basing it on a high sales conversion rate, which I would consider 33% sales conversion rate pretty good. This is also a good conversion rate, 33% for visitors to leads, okay? And so the last point I really want to hammer home before this video ends is that there's 2 conversion rates that are very important. All right, and I'm just going to write them out and leave you with this note. And if you take anything away from this video, it's this. So, visitors to leads to sales. And what we want to do is we want to optimize for this percentage right here, right? We want this to be, really, for the limo industry, you want to be at 25 to, I've seen as high as 40%. And here, you want to be minimum. I've seen 2-3% sales conversion rates for people that don't follow up, take forever to get back. But really, ideally, you want to be at the low end, 10%. But really, 20 to 25%. You know, this would be obviously for like party buses, stretch limos, higher dollar vehicles. But for airport car service, you might want to be, 35% on the high end and 20% on the low end. So remember, we want to optimize for these 2 things. If we can do that, we lower our client acquisition cost, we make more profit. So anyways, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something from it. If you learned something from it, if you enjoyed it, if you got value from it, please give it a like and a share. Would greatly appreciate that. And I will see you guys next time.